The Heiress Murder. Evelyn Moreau's engagement party was the kind of affair that only the wealthiest could host. A grand yacht glittered under the full moon, its golden lights reflecting off the still harbor. Guests in elegant gowns and tailored suits sipped champagne as a string quartet played softly in the background. Evelyn, the center of attention, looked every bit the part of a radiant bride-to-be in her shimmering gown and diamond necklace. Yet, behind her dazzling smile lay unease, a shadow that grew with every passing moment. As she mingled with her guests, the tensions beneath the surface began to show. Her fiancé, Victor Hall, stayed close, his grip on her arm too firm to be loving. Across the room, Evelyn's estranged brother, Michael, brooded by the bar, swirling his whiskey as he shot her resentful glares. Margaret Pierce, an old family friend, stiffened when Evelyn approached, her face betraying an unspoken animosity. Even Sophia Grant, Evelyn's childhood friend, seemed distant, her eyes lingering on Evelyn with a mix of longing and despair. Amidst the laughter and clinking glasses, a shadowy figure watched from the edge of the deck, their presence unnoticed by the crowd. Later that night, the party quieted. The yacht drifted into open water as guests retreated to cabins or private corners. Evelyn stepped onto the upper deck, seeking solitude beneath the starlit sky. She leaned against the railing, gazing at the moonlit waves, her expression heavy with thoughts unspoken. The sound of approaching footsteps made her turn, startled. Her wide eyes met the figure emerging from the shadows, and her face shifted from surprise to fear. A tense exchange followed, though the words were lost to the night. Evelyn stepped backward, her heels scraping against the deck as the railing pressed into her back. Then, in one fleeting moment, her lips parted in a silent cry as she disappeared into the darkness. The water below rippled, swallowing her whole. The next morning, the yacht docked in an eerily silent harbor. The party's grandeur was now overshadowed by dread. A fisherman rowing near the shoreline noticed something floating in the water. His humming stopped abruptly as he approached, his expression twisting in horror. Evelyn's lifeless body floated, her gown torn and tangled. The faint outline of a bruise marred her neck, and her diamond necklace was missing. Nearby, a piece of torn fabric drifted on the surface, a grim hint of a struggle. Police swarmed the yacht, turning it into a crime scene. The guests, who had been laughing and celebrating just hours earlier, now sat separately, their faces pale and guarded. As investigators combed the scene, they uncovered a series of unsettling clues: a broken champagne glass near the railing, scuff marks on the deck, and a single cufflink engraved with Victor's initials. One by one, the guests' secrets unraveled. Victor, once the devoted fiancé, was caught in flashbacks of his argument with Evelyn about a restrictive prenup. Michael, the bitter brother, had confronted Evelyn earlier in the evening, accusing her of cutting him out of the family fortune. Margaret, the seemingly refined family friend, had received a letter from Evelyn threatening to expose a long-buried scandal. And Sophia, Evelyn's closest friend, sat clutching a crumpled love letter. Its words revealed a forbidden truth. Evelyn had intended to call off her engagement and confess her love for Sophia. The evidence began to stack against Victor, but the investigation took a shocking turn when a hidden letter was found among Evelyn's belongings. Addressed to Sophia, it confirmed Evelyn's plans to end her engagement. The revelation brought a flood of memories for Sophia: the heated argument on the upper deck, Evelyn's desperate attempts to explain, and Sophia's overwhelming heartbreak. In a moment of despair and rage, Sophia had shoved Evelyn, who stumbled over the railing and into the water. The push hadn't been meant to kill, but it had, and Sophia had fled the scene in panic. As the police pieced together the events, the guests gathered on the yacht's deck. The detective presented the evidence: the cufflink, the torn fabric, and the letter. Each suspect's story played out in flashbacks, revealing their roles in the tragedy. Finally, all eyes turned to Sophia. Her tearful confession revealed the depth of her love and the devastating consequences of a single impulsive act. Sophia was led away in handcuffs, her face etched with guilt and sorrow. On the dock, Victor and Michael exchanged uneasy glances, their own secrets now laid bare but overshadowed by the tragedy. Margaret quietly slipped away, her involvement left ambiguous. The detective, writing down the details of Evelyn's missing necklace sigh with quiet resignation. As the sun set over the harbor, the yacht's golden lights faded into the encroaching darkness. Evelyn's torn fabric drifted in the water, slowly sinking into the depths. Just beneath the surface, the faint glimmer of her diamond necklace shone one last time before disappearing forever. The end. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you love this video. Thank you for watching.